Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'm back again. Hello, greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome. I am Keesha Carter with Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom. Welcome. I see we have some viewers already. Good afternoon. I love you and hey girl. Remember you got yes, you got this, sis. Absolutely. 1 second. Let's make sure. There we go. No distractions. No distractions. Got to turn off those, put on that do not disturb. Oh my gosh. I'm super excited. Y'all are in for a treat. If you haven't done so already, welcome, welcome. Make sure you share, like, love, do all of those things. Thank you for those of you who have done so. Share, share, share. You're going to be blessed today. I miss you too, Cherish. I miss you ladies, something crazy. Oh, we gotta connect. So, welcome back to a Survivor Speaks. This is a series that you will hear from several ladies sharing their stories. Hey Dream, hey sis. Hey sis, love you. All right, so we're gonna get into it because we've been waiting. I don't know about y'all, but these ladies over here, we've been waiting for this moment. Oh my gosh, I'm like out of words. That's just how excited I am, especially on today. Sometimes you need a little pick me up, and this right here, y'all are in for a pick me up. Yes, hey, Cherish. Okay, all right, so we got before I get started, I want to invite you all to visit Serenity Courage and Wisdom's website at scawinc.org. It's at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Make sure you visit scawinc.org. Follow us on all of the social media pages at scawinc. Of course, that stands for Serenity and Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom Incorporated. You can email me at Keesha Carter at scawinc.org so we can get into it, and get connected and things like that. Oh, we got a chat going on. Hey, Cherish Dream says, hey, beautiful lady. So y'all talking to each other in the chat. I love that too. All right. So before we get into, I want to first bring our special guest on and let y'all know what we have coming up here. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, there she is.
Hello. How are you
Hello,
doing?
Gwen. I am good, good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I am so glad
Doing
you're here.
great.
I can't wait to introduce you to Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom family. Before we get started, I wanted to let them know we have a special month coming up, January Cervical
Yes.
Cancer Awareness Month, or you may hear Cervical Health Awareness Month, or you may even hear CCAM for short for Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. So this is a time where we get to advocate, we get to bring awareness to HPV, the human papilloma virus, cervical cancers, and understanding how we as women can learn more about our health and going to get those pap smears and all of those screenings. So, is there anything that you would like to mention? Just briefly, don't go ahead of us because you know we got some stuff to talk about for this January. But just real quick, anything that you think that our viewers should know about Cervical Health Awareness Month?
I think the most important thing is take time, women, for yourself. I think we take care of everybody else, but don't take care of ourselves. That's the most
Hmm.
important thing.
Yes, that's good. Take care of yourself. In January, we want to encourage you to do that and
Yes.
go get screened,
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, go to the doctor. So there are, like I said, I don't want to go ahead of us, but there are several events that will be going on in January. So stay connected to myself and to Gwen so that you can figure out what you can do in your community, see what's going on, and how you can get involved. All right. So stay connected. So January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. All right. So again, we are here for a survivor speaks story with this beautiful, beautiful woman that I just recently met. And I'm excited to hear your story. So, Miss Gwen Jackson or Gwendolyn Jackson, you may see that today on the things that we will be sharing. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, and
Okay.
what do you do, and then we'll get into uh, your survivor story.
I am from H-Town, Houston, Texas. um,
H-Town.
I used to be a case manager. I used to house homeless individuals. I am permanent disabled due to cervical cancer. So I am now a proud grandmother, a mother, very active in the community. I own a nonprofit organization where I do a lot of things in the community now. So those are some of the things that I'm doing now.
Awesome, awesome. So you're from Houston, and what did you say your family you have?
I'm a proud grandmother. I have two
Oh,
kids,
program.
two
Oh, two
wonderful
kids. Okay.
kids. I
Mm-hmm.
have a 31-year-old daughter and I have a 28-year-old son, and I have two grandkids and one on the way.
Oh,
So
wow, one on the
yes,
way.
yes,
That's
one on the way.
exciting.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm very active in my grandkids' life. So yeah, so that's where I spend most of my time with my grandkids and family these days now.
Wow.
And active in the community, and now very active in the with cervical cancer, bringing awareness now.
Yes, it changes your life. It
Oh,
changes your.
completely. I am not the same person I used to be.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why today's if you're looking at the screen, you'll see today's segment is called Who Am I Now? Who am I now? I mean, you learn so much about yourself, but you learn a whole new you after going through what we've gone through. So let's get into your story, Gwen. When were you diagnosed? How old were you? Tell us a little bit about that whole the beginning stages of your experience.
I guess anybody that had cancer, you never forget the day you was diagnosed. I was diagnosed November 2020. um,
Wow.
yeah, during COVID. So that was when I was diagnosed with cervical cancer.
November 17th, just a few days before my daughter's birthday.
Yep,
Wow.
2020. Doing,
2020.
yep,
Right
doing,
in COVID.
yes, yes.
And what stage were you diagnosed with?
During the time when I was diagnosed, I was stage 3B at
Hmm.
that time when I was diagnosed.
Okay. So for those of you who are watching, the stages with cancer, it starts off at zero, basically. You have
Hmm.
some signs and then it goes up. And it goes up based on whether or not it is spread outside of that initial area. And so
Hmm.
stage three means that it is spread outside of that initial area to maybe
Hmm.
other organs or lymph nodes or things like
Hmm.
that.
Yes.
Okay. So when you were diagnosed, how did you find out? Or did you have any
Um,
symptoms
well, what
before
happened?
you were diagnosed?
Well, what happened? I kept going to the doctor because I was having like heavy menstrual cycles. I was having back pain, and I kept
Mm,
going to the doctor. 'Cause I went to the doctor. I was a regular person that went to the doctor. I wasn't a person that wasn't going for my regular checkups. I was the one that went too much. So and then I was a person that I'm my family, we're a very close knit family. So I asked my mother questions about everything. I'm that girl that always asks mother questions. So I was like,
mm,
hey, I'm very heavy. I was asking a question. She was like, oh no, you're 48. You're going through menopause. Pre-menopause, she said.
mm.
I'll never forget. She said, you're going through pre-menopause. So I was like, okay, okay. And I was like, I don't know. So I kept going to her. She said I was going through premenopause, and I was like, something's not right. So I went to the doctor, my primary doctor, and my primary doctor said, you have fibroids. It's common for Black women. You have
Right.
fibroids. And at that time, he found out that he said, you know what, you're losing a lot of blood. I'm going to give you a blood transfusion. You just have fibroids. You might need to get a hysterectomy because you have a lot of fibroids. So that's what I was thinking. All this time, I was just thinking I had fibroids. So the side effects, some of the symptoms, got worse and worse and worse. So
Like, what were
finally,
some of those
some of the
symptoms?
symptoms was like, of course, I was heavy bleeding. I was back pain. Then this what got me. This was the one. Hope no kids on here. This what really got me.
Mhm.
I was feeling like I was having. This what made me go to the ER. I was feeling like I was in labor, and I was passing like big blood clots, and then
Mhm.
I was feeling like my water bag broke. So I was like, wait a minute,
Wow.
this is not
So like
normal.
cramps,
No,
like you.
like I was passing like liquids, like my water bag broke.
Oh, that's
So
okay.
I went to the ER, and they kept saying fibroids. No, this normal. This, you have all this with fibroids. All this
Did
is
they
normal.
screen? Did they do like a screening to see
Well,
the
what he
fibroid?
did, the
Mm-hmm.
blessed part with me, the doctor that was in the ER that night, he just
Mm-hmm.
became a doctor. So instead of just like, hey, we just gonna just the first doctor was like, these fibroids, she needs to go see her OB doctor, da 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 da,
Yeah.
send her on. No. The doctor that just became a doctor, he was like, I just became a doctor. I'm kind of nervous, but I think I need to do an MRI. And I was like, yes, let's do an MRI. And when he
Wow.
came back, he said, no, it's something underneath the fibroids. And I can't
Wow.
say, but I'm gonna send you to a specialist, an OB specialist, a gynecologist specialist. So, and on the paperwork, this what messed me up because he gonna put on the paperwork cervical
Hmm.
cancer, and I'm like, wait a minute, because
Okay.
I feel like you shouldn't put that on paperwork unless you know for sure.
Hmm.
So he put that on
But
my
see,
paperwork.
nowadays we have access to that. See, they used to go write stuff. We didn't know. They pass it on to the next doctor. They
Yeah,
see it. But now we got access to my chart. We can see
yeah.
this stuff.
So he put that
Mm.
he
Oh,
put that on my paperwork. He put that on the paperwork. So
oh
you
my
have to
gosh.
remember, it take a minute sometimes to see a specialist. So I'm
Hmm.
going through that mentally, like, whoo,
Right.
Lord, what is this?
So
So
you read about it. You read about it before they even came out and said it. Oh my gosh. I know that.
so I'm
Oh my
reading
gosh.
about it. I'm reading about it. Didn't know what HPV was. So I'm reading all this. Finally, going through all of this. So I go to the specialist, and she said I gotta do a biopsy. She's like, calm down,
Hmm.
because she was saying, hey, this might not even be what it is. Just calm down. It might be a cyst. Calm
Right.
down. So she did a
It's easier
biopsy.
said than done, right?
Yes, she did a biopsy. Very uncomfortable. They don't know me
Mhm.
anymore. Very uncomfortable. So we did the biopsy, and then you have to
Mhm.
wait for the biopsy. And it seemed
Right.
like them days is like forever. So you waiting for the biopsy. I had to wait for that.
Mhm.
And then when that came back, remember it's COVID. So I had to go by myself to get the
Mm.
results. So that means I couldn't take my sister,
Wow.
couldn't take my best
Yeah.
friend. My mother couldn't go with me. My daughter couldn't go with me. So I had to get them results by myself.
Mm.
So I'm in there. So I'm like, before I went in, my sister, everybody was telling me, girl, this is not what it is. This is fibroids, da 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 da. I had fibroids, all these the same symptoms. So this is what we was thinking, and went in, and that wasn't the case. Came back, and I had cervical cancer. I had
Mm.
cervical cancer,
Jeez.
and then another thing in my case. My doctor kept missing it. It's nothing that he did wrong. He tested me for HPV. I was that
Mhm.
small percent that didn't test positive for HPV. I didn't have HPV.
Wow.
So I was fussing at my doctor. I was like, how did you miss it? So he was showing me, hey, I test you for this. I test you for that. I did this. I did it. So she did her job.
Right. And
And,
so,
yeah.
go
So
ahead.
he,
Sorry.
no. So she said the first thing we do when we get all these symptoms, we test you for HPV. Yours came back
Right.
negative. So she said, it's a percent of people that get cervical cancer that don't
Hmm.
test positive for HPV. She said you didn't have the HPV virus. So that's how we missed it. And by that time, my
Wow.
tumor was almost 10 centimeters. It was 9, like almost 10.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And so, like, because you were regularly going and getting the pap smear, that means that they couldn't see it with the naked eye. So it might have been in a place, within your cervix that they couldn't see, they couldn't detect it.
Well, they
And
kept
especially
thought it
with the
was the
fibroids.
fibroids. Yep. They thought
Yeah.
it
So
was
that
fibroids.
could be,
Yeah.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that I think is so important that we discuss, and I mention this in my interviews regularly, is the mental and emotional part of cancer, right? A lot of people don't understand, why their loved ones ex- reacting the way they're reacting, because we go through real feelings. We have true feelings mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So, what was that like for you? How did you feel when you first learned of your diagnosis?
First of all, I had like an out of body experience. First of all, you have to realize I lost my dad to cancer. So I saw my dad, what he did to my dad. I saw how he fought and he passed. So I thought instantly that was my story. I was like, oh, I instantly, when I found out I had cancer, I thought of my funeral. I thought of death. It was like cancer, I'm dying. So I didn't even think about living. I started mentally dying. Um,
Yeah.
so my brain, everything I talked about with my kids, I was sending my sisters my life insurance policies. I was sending my daughter my life insurance policies. I was moving around like death. Like, okay, y'all, if this happened, I want y'all to know this is here and this is this and handle this like this. And that's how I was operating. Um, I wasn't even I was depressed. I can't describe it because it was like at that moment, and I was still grieving. I was a daughter still
Hmm.
grieving. And at that moment, the person that I needed the most, that I knew understood, wasn't
Hmm.
there. Because I knew
Wow.
he understood the battle.
Right.
And my mother kept saying, it's going to be okay, okay? And I
Hmm.
kept telling her, what if it's not okay?
Mm.
What if I
Oh,
don't make it out of here like this? What if I do? And still now, I still think, have to think like,
right.
what if this is my story? So, I got into like a real depressed spot. And then when I
Mm.
got in that depressed spot and I got by myself, I just got to go and I said, hey, if this, I just got, because I was doing, even at all that I had going on, I was still doing stuff in the community. I was still working and pushing my
Hmm.
nonprofit. And I said,
Because you
Lord,
had that first. You
yeah.
had the
And I said, yeah, I
nonprofit.
had the nonprofit first. And the crazy part about it, I was helping cancer patients and started my nonprofit.
Mm.
I started my nonprofit because of cancer, because my father had cancer, not
Right.
knowing I was going to get cancer.
Mm, mm, mm,
But God,
mm. But God.
but God. So
Mm.
my
Ooh.
whole nonprofit was about cancer, supporting people with
What's
cancer.
the name of your nonprofit?
It's named after my father, the Roy L. Jackson Community Outreach Center.
Oh,
So
wow.
I started it in 2015 after my father passed. So I was a daddy's girl grieving so bad. So I put everything in my nonprofit. I wanted to help people that was going through cancer. So I wanted to pay co-payments. I wanted to make sure they had food. I wanted to make sure their
Mm-hmm.
kids had toys and school supplies. And, I put everything in
Yes.
the nonprofit. And then when I was the one got sick, I was like, God, are you serious? You know,
Right.
I'm doing, and I was just talking to him like I'm talking to you. I was like, what did I do? I was thinking I thought I did something wrong, and a pastor told me it's nothing you did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe have you ever thought about it? He chose you because it's something you did right.
Mm.
And then he told me, you've been
Wow.
talking about God all this time. Have you thought about now the world want to see how you gonna act now? You've been talking about faith. You've been talking about how good God is. Now what you gonna do? So what
Mm.
God did, God stripped everything from me to see
Mm.
if I was gonna still serve him, see if I was gonna still believe in him. I lost everything. When I say I lost
Mm.
everything, I lost shelter, I lost my where I lived, I lost my car, I had to resign from my job, I lost titles because I was a
Mm.
caseworker. And I was proud of being a caseworker, who I was. I worked hard to be a caseworker
Yeah.
because I didn't have a degree, so I had to work from the start from the bottom and work my way to the top to be this
Mm.
case manager, because case managers had to have a degree. So for me to get that position, that means I had to work from the bottom and work to the top. And
Mm.
not only, and I don't say this to be cocky, I say this to be true. I was one of the best in the business. So
Mm.
I lost all of that. So I didn't have a paycheck hitting every Thursday no more to hit my account and say cling cling to wake me up.
Right.
So I had to trust him. So go and say, now do you trust me now that you don't have money? You don't have all these things. Now who you gonna trust? So I had to trust him to make sure I had shelter, food, even toilet paper. I had to depend on somebody else for that. Everything I had to depend on somebody else. That's
Mm.
a different type of faith. See, we talk about faith,
Yes.
but that's a different type of faith.
Come on now.
So now when I say, who am I always talked about being the caseworker and being a community leader. But if you ask me who I am now, I am a child of God. That's who I am. That's the most important title I have now. And I'm not concerned
Mm.
about the other titles that become behind that,
Yes.
because that's
And
the
it's
most important, and that's who's keeping me. People say, why you don't look like you got stage 4?
mm-hmm.
Because I've been kept.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about that, because you say you were initially diagnosed
Mm-hmm.
stage 3C, right? Did I say
Mm-hmm.
that right?
Yep.
So
Stage
how did it go
3.
from, I mean, 3B?
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Stage 3B.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you go from 3B to 4?
Okay, so when they did my hysterectomy, when they moved it, like I told you, it was like 10 centimeters, and you have to remember they was moving the steroids. I mean, not the steroids.
The
They was moving
fibroid.
the fibroids and the tumors, the tumor. So when they moved it, it was so large to some of my cancer cells fell. So that's how the doctor explained it to me. He said it was too large, that they should have probably did radiation first, shrunk it, and probably moved it in. Or he said the radiation probably could have shrunk out all of it. He don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it was too large to move. So when he moved it, that's why. That's how it spread it to my bones.
Mm. Oh,
So I have it in
wow.
my bones now. I spread it to my hip, pelvis, my legs. It was in my back. Um, Last time I checked, it wasn't in my back. Then when they checked again, they say now I got a spot on my back again. So yeah, so I have it in my legs, um, my hip, my pelvic bone, and the lower part of my back.
Mm. We have some. viewers. Hello. Lindsay said,
Lindsay.
"Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies."
Hey.
Oh my God. Make sure y'all watch her video as well, her interview. Did I have this right? The Roy L. Jackson Community Outreach Center. That's your
That's
nonprofit.
me. That's me.
Okay, awesome. So we gotta make sure
Yeah.
that
Tell them they
we
can
get
Google me.
connected.
I'm Google.
She on Google, y'all. Lindsay says, "Love you, Gwendolyn
I love you
Jackson."
more. I'll be seeing you soon this week, sweetie.
Yes, yes. We have some awesome things coming up, and we're gonna get into that, y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned so y'all can know how y'all can get connected with Gwen and Lindsay. That's a dynamic duo right there, boy. It's a dynamic duo. So there's so many so many questions I have for you that I didn't even prepare because,
Okay.
just thinking about your story and how just your faith and how you know how people say, and I'm guessing you've heard this before, you don't look like you going through cancer. Like you can't look at a person and tell what they're going through. But not only that, for her to continue to keep pressing and pushing in spite of, going through losing everything. Like my question is like, what was it? I know you said your faith and in God, but like, can you tell me like some of those thoughts, some of the things that you had to tell yourself to keep going, to keep pushing, while you're figuring everything out, how I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna, where am I gonna sleep? Like, what was that like? Nancy
Um,
says you better know it.
well, you know
Okay.
what? I have a great support system. I have
Mm.
5 siblings, and my mother, my sister. When I got really sick, my older sister, she came before I lost the townhouse I was living in. She came and got me. She refused to let
Mm.
me die. She came. My sisters came over there, and my sisters was like, "Hey,
Wow.
wear your bag." And she was my
Wow.
nurse. She was my nurse practitioner. She was my therapist. She was my 2 sisters was not having that. And I was telling my sister because I couldn't eat. I couldn't keep nothing on my stomach. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Look, you might spit it up, but you won't spit everything up. You gonna eat." She was like, "You not gonna
Mm.
die." They was like, "You not dying on us." And see, I'm the baby. I'm the baby of the family. And then she
Oh
was like, because
wow.
and not only am I the baby, I'm hard headed, I'm stubborn, and I'm defiant. I'm all of that. So she was like, "No, no, no, no." She was over there like about to spank me. "I will spank you. You
Mm.
are not." She just looked. And one night, I'm gonna tell you this: how powerful my sister was. I was in so much pain, so much pain. I
Mm-hmm.
was crying. I couldn't move. And I told her grandson, I say, "Get Tammy. I can't move." I said, "I'm in so much pain." And I was at the point like, "God, hey, I'm ready to go. This is too much. I ain't signed up for this. I'm wimpy. I don't want to be a fighter. All this time I girl fight, all this. Y'all don't know this pain. Forget it. I don't want to
Mm.
I don't want to be the, I don't want to be the, I don't want to do it. So I was in so much.
Yeah.
Lung cancer is very painful. So my sister came in there and she came in there with her anointing oil. And she
Mm.
prayed over me and she said, "Thank you, God, for the pain." And I'm looking at
Mm.
her like, "Thank you, God, for the pain." Because she says,
Right.
because because without the pain, she is not gonna know how I feel with the healing. She gonna know all this. Her
Mm.
testimony gonna be more powerful. So thank you for the pain. And that's how she was praying over me. And I was like, and I'm telling y'all, when she
Wow.
left that room, I was sleeping like a baby. So to have all of that, to have that type of support system, I
Yes.
had co-workers coming over there babysitting me how she was gone. My daughter, I live with my daughter now. My daughter have 2 jobs. I have a
Wow.
great support system. My son, he of course boys are not as he's the emotional creature. My daughter's more of the strong one. She ain't got time to be emotional. Look, boy, I ain't got time for that. We got
Yeah.
issues. We got stuff to take care of. So he's more of an
Yeah.
emotional creature. But if I call and say, "Hey, I need you to pay this co-payment or pay this," he's more handle things financially. But my daughter is, hey, she's her mother ride or die. She
Wow.
have, when I say I look and I see the sacrifices of love she makes for me daily,
Mm,
it is just, man, it's like God.
mm,
Sometimes I say, and she's 31 years old, and I tell her all the time, nobody, we didn't think this was gonna happen. This happened before
right.
I turned 50. I had plans for my 50th birthday, you know.
Right.
So,
Ooh.
God's had other plans.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody
Wow.
planned this, nobody
You
want
don't.
this.
You
Yeah,
don't plan it. It
yeah,
happens in the blink of an eye.
yeah. And you know what the crazy part about it? It'll make you laugh. I used to
Mm-hmm.
always get up in the morning and be like, oh, Lord, I don't feel like going to work. Oh, I got to go to work. Now I be saying, I miss work. I miss my
Yes.
coworkers. I miss my
Mm.
laughing at work. I miss my clients. I miss
Yes.
all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Things we
So
take for granted because, I had
right.
3 strokes, 2 heart attacks. I miss zipping, just zipping things,
Mm.
button things, opening things.
Wait, rewind. Like that happened before or after cancer?
No, that happened during cancer. I was a healthy person before all this. I didn't have any
Mm.
health issues. This happened during cancer because when you have cancer, it's a lot of times you dehydrated because of you can't keep nothing
Mm.
on your stomach. So I
Mm-hmm.
had strokes not because of high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. I had strokes for being severely dehydrated for 3 times. I had 3 strokes because I was severely dehydrated. My heart attack came from
Wow.
being severely dehydrated.
Oh
See, a lot
wow.
of people don't know that you can have a stroke and a heart attack from being severely dehydrated, and that's why I had them.
3 strokes and a heart attack.
2 mild heart attacks, 3 TIA strokes. And the crazy part, I'm gonna tell you how good God is. My neurologist told me I have never had a patient that had 3 TIA strokes and never had a major one. You my first. Then my doctor told me when I went to MD Anderson, she said, out
Mm.
of all my patients that started with me, that started with you, you the only one still alive.
Quinn. Lindsay says, but God, I'm with you on that. Oh my gosh. Jesus. I'm telling y'all, y'all just don't know. Like Gwen just said, there's so much that we take for granted. So much that we take for granted. This is why sharing our stories is so powerful because you just never know who needs to hear it. There's somebody going through something right now, and it might not be cancer, but you might need to hear. Listen, but God, there are some things that we may be enduring just so that we can, once we get through and get over it, we can look at how far we've come. Mm. Tia
And then
says, "Good
sometimes
evening,
people don't sometimes
divine
people don't
connection."
know what it takes for us
Mm-mm.
just to get up.
Right, right.
They see the appearance and they see how we look. They think
Mm,
we're okay. But
mm.
sometimes they don't know the pain. What because, we don't want our family to, especially our kids. As a mother, you always want to be strong for your kids
Mm-hmm.
and your grandkids, and you don't want them to worry.
Right.
And now I can function in pain on a 7 now. I can function
Mm. Jeez.
because I have done it for 3 years now. I have been in pain for so long to
Mm-hmm.
now I know how to function on a 7. So when people ask me how I'm doing, and I get so tired of And I know they just want
Right.
concern,
Right.
but it's just that we just want to be. I just want to be Gwen. I don't want to be identified by the girl with cervical cancer. I want to be the person that you knew. You know, I'm still Gwen. I'm still, that person. I don't want to be when I show up, you feel like you have to cater to me. That's why a
That's
lot of
right.
times I don't show up because I don't want to be, where you have to be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I don't want a pity
Mm-mm.
party.
Mm-mm. Want to be treated just how you were treated before. Like I am still Gwen. I'm still the same woman. I'm still with the same, I still have that same inner strength,
Yeah. And that's
you
why
know,
always tell people, I'm still that girl.
still that
I'm
girl.
still that girl.
Mm. Yes. Lindsay says divine connections, absolutely. With all that we endure, we win.
Yes.
Celebrate all wins, the little ones and the big ones. That's right, Lindsay.
Yes.
Latrice says God is so good. Yes, He is.
Yes.
Yes, we are not
Not all the
our
yes.
diagnosis.
I love that,
Mm-mm.
Lindsay. I love
Yes,
that.
we are not our diagnosis, and because whew, I'm thankful and grateful to hear your support system because people don't
Yes.
understand how that helps with the
Yeah.
strength. And a lot of times people don't know how to support their loved ones. Sometimes just knowing that they're there. You know what I mean? Some people may not have the money. Like you said, everybody don't have the money. Some
Mm-hmm.
people may not have the time. Some people may not have, the gifting of being able to do certain things. But give what you can. It's just, hey, I'm thinking about you. It could be sending a text. It could be sending a card. It could be, buying the groceries,
I had
taking
all
you
of
to the
that.
appointments. Yeah, and everybody didn't. I didn't. I
Yep.
didn't have all of that. So just not, it, everybody's story is so different, but just hearing you share it, I hope that it'll help encourage somebody else
Yep.
to, understand that they do matter. Because sometimes when sometimes our caregivers don't understand how much they matter. They
Yeah.
matter. Even the little things, you matter. Like I remember when my dad was declining and I wasn't able to be there because I lived in another state. I wanted to be able to help my sister with caring for my dad, but I couldn't. I wasn't physically there. But when I came to Miami, when I went down there, I did what I could. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're not in a position, but the thing about it is do what you can. And that's what I hear you saying, that your sisters, your family, they everybody pitched in and did what they could. And that's
Yep.
what matters the most. No matter how small or how large, it all matters because the person that is the whoever the patient is, they could use it all. We could use the love, could use the laughter. That one cousin who just know how to
Yep.
get you laughing. Come on, call me up so we can
Stacy.
laugh, have a laughing station
Yep.
session. What you got a name?
Yep. Stacy, my first cousin.
Stacy.
Yep.
Stacy, thank you for making Gwen laugh. We need that. So I thank you for sharing that because you just helped me to really think about how important it is. Because that's one of the questions I have, about your support system, your support team, and how it makes you feel, and
Mm-hmm.
how helpful it is. Because people don't understand how powerful that is to have that. Um, are you okay? You mentioned your treatment right now. They're looking. So, are they looking for a clinical trial
Well, I'm
or
doing
like
clinical.
what's
We're doing clinical trials. The wonderful thing is, me and Lindsay met a wonderful doctor, Dr. Jan, and I reached out
mhm,
to Dr. Jan when we would with Survivor, And I was telling her, I was like, hey, my doctor is want me to do clinical trials. I said, can you help me with some information on clinical trials? I don't know a lot of information on clinical trials. Baby, she got with some doctors, got the team, sent me what she thought was best. So to have that doctor with you that you can reach out and
Mm,
talk to and all of that. So she
that's
sent me some
awesome.
information. So when I went to my doctor, I was prepared and said, hey, these are some things that I think would be best for me. I reached out to one of my friends and this is what she sent me. She recommended this. And my doctor was like, yeah, these are good. So I was like, well, why you didn't tell me? So, so
I
yeah,
don't think they think about it. I'm telling you, sometimes it's like, dog, how
yeah,
come you didn't tell me about this or that? I don't know. I don't think they
yeah.
think about it.
So my doctor was like, okay, so yeah, so then
Mm.
after the clinical trial I was on, I was sleeping. My daughter was like, Mom, this not gonna work. You can't sleep 23 hours. I could not get up at all.
Mm. Were you eating at all
No,
during
because I
that
was
time?
asleep.
Like you was literally like knocked out the whole time.
I was
Oh
asleep like they
wow.
put me to sleep. I could not get up. And
Wow.
my daughter was like, this is not gonna work. Cause I can't allow you to just sleep. She was like, you're gonna have a blood clot, you're gonna have a lot of stuff. I was not even getting up. I probably would get up probably like 30 minutes every day. That's probably just to use the
Mm.
restroom and then lay back down.
Wow.
And Lindsay kept calling me. She was like, you all right
Mhm.
over there? I was like, girl, I think I almost slept up myself almost in the heaven. Shoot, I gotta get up.
She said, "Yay, we love Dr. Jane."
Yeah, we love Dr. Jan, man. She is, yeah.
Wow, we gotta have it. I'm glad you have somebody that you can lean on. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the having for Gwen and Lindsay to have this resource, guess what? Somebody that's watching, you have questions, need some support. That's what we're here for. Reach out because there may
Yeah.
be a connection that will be helpful for you. You just never know. And you
Yeah.
mentioned Survivor. Tell us, because let's go into. I have a question about how active you are in the cancer community, which you were already doing the work prior to your diagnosis.
Mhm.
Tell us more about like how did you hear about Survivor, which is a cervical cancer support group.
What happened was, when I found out I had cervical cancer, I wanted to, I needed somebody that I could talk to that can understand what I was going through. Because, of
Mm-hmm.
course, your family, your sisters, your brothers, and everybody didn't understand. Because only person I feel like could understand is someone that going through what I'm going through. So I started looking online. And then I looked
Mm-hmm.
online, I found it. I was like, yes, okay, this is it. So that's how,
Yes.
and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I found them. And I went to a retreat
Mm-hmm.
where I got picked to go to a retreat. And oh my God, it was wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It's
That's
nothing
how we
like
met
it.
Dr. Jan, because I was like
Mm-hmm.
crying and I was like, I've been doing the work in my community and they don't come to the Black community and da 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 da. And Dr. Jan was
Mm-hmm.
like, where's your community? I'll come. And I told Lindsay,
Wow.
like, she not gonna come. Dr. Jan is coming. She is coming on the
Wow.
27th. She's that girl. She was like,
Yes.
yes, I am coming. She was like,
I love
stop
it.
crying. Just tell me where you want me to be. Yes,
Mm.
so she have been so supportive of me and Lindsay, and she called us when I email her, she emailed back. She have connect us with resources. So yeah, so when I went to
Wow.
the retreat, me and Lindsay was the first person I met. We were just like finna do our interview, so he's like, "Hi," you know how everybody don't know everybody yet, so we like little teenagers, like, "Hi." So we were sitting down, and of course, Lindsay is really a picky eater. She wasn't eating anything. And
Mm.
at that time, I was still on my cane, so I really didn't want to move around a lot. So, and she was like, we were sharing our vision, and we had the same. It was like she took my she had my vision in her hand. And I was like, wait a minute, how do you know I want to do that? And I was like, I said, look,
Wow.
I say, she was like, let's do it together. And from that day, when we left there, Lindsay will tell you, we have been working. We have been
Like
connected.
she
We
said
talk almost every.
before, divine connections.
Yes.
Divine connections. I meant to put um hers on here, and I thought I had, and I apologize, Lindsay, but it is on our Facebook page. So if you are, make sure you go to Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom's Facebook page because we are promoting Lindsay's event that's happening on
Yes.
first. Um, Get in Good with Your Health is Lindsay's nonprofit, and she's doing a ribbon cutting this coming Friday, and then the cervical cancer health fair this Saturday. So those flyers and everything, you'll see that on our Serenity, Courage, and Wisdom page. And then here is Gwen's. So Gwen is coming to North Carolina. I'm super excited
Yep.
for Lindsay's event. And if you are in or around Shelby, North Carolina this weekend, and then Lindsay is going to Texas for Gwen's event that you see here on
Yep.
the screen. And that is on January 27th.
Yes.
So we'll be promoting that on our Facebook page as well. So make sure you all check it out. These are two events for cervical cancer awareness. It's going to be, tell us what to expect at these two events because they're pretty much mirroring, right? Events
Yes.
for the most part, right?
So basically, we are going. Me and Lindsay vision is to do pop-up shops, to go around do health fair pop-up shops about cervical cancer. We want to bring in anything that's healthy, or like at her pop-up, she is doing B12 shots. What I will be getting one. She will. She have. I think Lindsay, you have a health clinic there too, huh? Think she have a health clinic there. She would have Lindsay. Help me out. You know, I have chemo and stroke brain. Check. I mean,
uh
put it in the put
I
it in
can't
the thing.
remember all of it, but there is a list. Like if you go to Getting Good with Your Health, I'll put that in there. Um, to that
She's gonna
Facebook
put it in.
page.
She gonna type it in for me. She gonna help me out. She's a good assistant. That's one thing about her. We good partners. She know my weakness. Her weakness are my weakness or her strength. So
That's a
she know,
blessing.
like, yeah, she knows that my brain be, and she gonna come right. She's probably typing it up now. But while she's
Mm-hmm.
typing, I'll share with the one in Houston. The one in Houston, we're gonna have we're
Mm-hmm.
doing a blood drive. A matter of fact, I'm excited because it's my birthday week too. So
Oh
I am
wow!
celebrating life. I'm excited. I'll be 53, so I'll be celebrating my birthday, and I will be
Yes.
bringing awareness to cervical cancer. So we will have Dr. Jan there. We'll have Miss Texas there. We'll have other. We'll have line dances.
Yes.
We'll have where you can get vaccinated there. We'll have where you'll have health screening there. We'll have
Mm.
shoot, you name it that you need with your health. We got it there. So if you look on the flyer, you can see all the partners that we have.
Wow.
We're trying to take care of every need that we can for the community. So if you have um, infants from infant to 17, I think, or 18, they can get shots free. We'll have health screening for every age. We will have line dancing. We'll be giving away door prizes. We will have. I'm trying to get I have a friend that he's a music teacher, and he teach um what you call it, the little when boys play the drums, a line,
Mm.
I can't
Like
think of. I'm
like
trying to get,
drumline?
yeah, drum line. Trying to get them
Okay.
there, so we're trying to make it big for the community. So we have a little bit of everybody coming.
That is so awesome. Yes, Lindsay is in the chat. She's gonna this weekend, this Saturday coming up,
There she.
January 6th, we have Mental Health Association of Cleveland County will be there. She's gonna have Zumba,
Thank you.
someone selling sea moss,
There you go.
B12 hydration shots, Till Diva will be there. Wise News Network will be there.
Yep.
Max Kitchen Food Truck, Lupus Awareness Table, Paparazzi Jewelry. There will be teeth whitening. Tia the Doula Goddess, Alcala, Alcala, the womb expert will be there, and more.
Love it.
Yes, I love it. I'm excited. So that's this weekend. And so we're
Yep.
starting off January with a health fair for cervical cancer and ending the month with the health fair. One in North Carolina, one in Texas. So make sure you come out to those events. And I'm excited about being at the one in North Carolina. I surely wish I could attend the one in Texas, but we have another event that will be taking place at the end of the month in Florida. So I'll
Yes.
be helping out our new team out there. Just stay tuned so that you can learn more about our Tallahassee takeover crew that's
Yes.
bringing awareness on the HBCU campus, my alma mater, Florida A&M University. So I'm excited about that. So
Love.
let me ask you. I know we have a few more minutes. I wanted to ask you a few more questions. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. Come on.
So did you have history, history of cancer in your family prior to being
Oh
diagnosed?
yes. Yes.
And I know you say your dad, but
My
anybody else?
father had lung cancer. His mother passed from lung cancer. His sister
Oh wow.
passed from. I thought his sister passed from. Well, from speaking to my cousin, she said that her mother had cervical cancer and it spread to the breast. I didn't know that. And then my
Wow.
other aunt had cancer also. So yeah, it runs on
Mm.
both sides of the family. So yeah, and then I have a brother that's um, is just cancer free now. So yes, it runs in my
Wow.
yeah.
So, did y'all have those conversations? Like, did you go to the doctor and tell them this is my history of cancer so that you could do any screenings? Because I know that's one of the reasons why I like to talk about, finding out
Well,
family
after
history.
I found out about my brother, I told my other siblings that I think it was a good idea for them to do it. Now, once I
Hmm.
tell you, I can't, I can't make
That's
them
right.
do it, but I
Hmm.
would, all I can do is present the information to you. But
Right.
I'm hoping that they did. I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I've been through.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm
Right.
praying that they did. And
Hmm.
let them know that our father, our grandmother, they had aunts, and that me and my brother, and let them know. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's so important that we have this conversation, y'all, with our family members, because even at least share, hey, grandma or aunt, aunt whoever or uncle whoever or
Mm-hmm.
cousin whoever, had X, Y, and Z. Let's look into it, see what's going on. And a lot of times people don't want to know. People don't
Yeah.
want to hear, you know, uh, about what happened to somebody else. A lot of times we think it wouldn't happen to us.
Yeah.
Well,
But you know what? In the black family, the black community, when it comes to cancer, they're quiet. When people
mhm,
get cancer, they don't want to talk about it. They don't
don't
share it.
want to talk
So we
about it.
don't know. So
Yep.
like my dad, when he had cancer, of course, he's older. He didn't want, no one, of course, our family and our friends knew, but it wasn't like,
Yeah.
at first I said I wasn't going to share my story. I was like, no, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to tell anybody. And then God was like, no, let them see the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I shared, baby, I showed when I wasn't looking cute, everything. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I told them everything. I lost everything. I don't have nothing.
Yeah.
It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Look, then I was like, but God is still good.
Yes. He
You
turning that
know,
around. He
so
turning
I
it
was
around.
like,
Unbelievable.
hey, I know. And I tell people when they see me, because I got down to like 100 pounds, like 105, like. And then now, because I'm, me and my brother, if you see me and my brother, you'd be like, it's no way. I said, we on the good steroids. You know,
Wow.
we on the good steroids. So I was like, yeah, I'm just like, you don't even know, like,
Mm.
um, chemo, I mean, the chemo for bone cancer mess with your teeth. So it
Mm-hmm.
don't mess with my
Yeah.
teeth, a lot of stuff. I was like, come on now, God. My mom paid a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money for my caps up front. Don't let them
Right.
take this.
Right.
I'm
And
like, I don't want
cancer
to be snagger too. Please don't do
cancer
it, Jesus.
treatments.
Like you can take
Boy.
a few on the back road, but please don't take that
Right.
front
Leave
road.
these alone right up here.
Yeah, like please.
That
Give me
people don't
something.
realize that cancer impacts, like, the side effects go beyond whatever that organ is or whatever that part of your
Yeah.
body. And so the mouth is something that, you know, buy some soft toothbrushes. We give those out. Soft toothbrushes and some sensitive toothpaste for people who,
Yeah.
have cancer, because it's one of those things that it impacts, the treatment impacts your mouth, and especially, depending on the type of treatment. Just like Gwen just said. So y'all, you learn something. You learn a whole lot about your body from a totally different
Yeah.
perspective when you're going through cancer. Were you offered any um programs or services to help you with your treatment or with the cost?
Okay, I'm gonna make you laugh. So my sister is a social worker
Hmm.
slash case manager. So she was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm finna be your social worker. I'm gonna be your case manager. That's what she said. She came up.
Okay.
Oh, so that's what she said. So she said, I'm finna
Uh-huh.
help you find, because I was my dad's. I found him like grant
Right.
funding, all of this. So she was like, I'm finna find you some grant funding, all this. So when we
Mm.
started looking for grant funding and funding for me, they said we don't have any for cervical cancer. They was like, you got breast cancer? They had plenty of
Right.
money for breast
A
cancer, but like,
lot.
they ain't have none for me. They ain't have none for
People
cervical.
don't understand that.
And that's when
People
I
don't
found out
understand that.
they ain't have any. Nope.
Yep.
And I
Hmm.
was paying for treatment. I was paying almost $5,000 a month. I was paying my whole check, and then my siblings had to give me money. My mother,
Wow.
my siblings, my friends, my classmates. Baby, when I say everybody was chipping in, pastors I know.
Wow. That's why when we ask y'all for money to help with these medical bills for these ladies that we work with,
And I had
this is
insurance.
why. And you had insurance. And still, it's
Blue
not
Cross Blue
enough.
Shield.
It's not enough. They don't always cover everything.
They didn't. I had Blue Cross Blue Shield. I had good insurance, but I still was paying 5,000 a month. If it wasn't for my one shot I was getting, it was like 3,000 and some dollars. One
Just
shot.
for that one medicine.
And that wasn't even for my chemo. That was just a shot to prevent the chemo from like spreading. It's supposed
Wow.
to like keep it from and protect the bones and all that. But I was like, I couldn't even afford
That's
it.
just medicine. I mean, one of them, co-pays, right? Gas. That's why we have our adoptive survivor program with Serene Courage and Wisdom. And Gwen with the Roy L. Jackson Community Outreach Center, you all provide some as well. And
Yes.
we don't have, we grassroots, right? So
Yes.
I don't have the grant funding. So if we don't have the money, we
I
can't
don't
help
either.
these people who come in who say, hey, I like right now we have someone that Lord's willing tomorrow will be able to assist with her medical bills. But listen, we just got a donation in this week that's helping us with that.
Sure. Do
If
I need to do
if
a
we don't
commercial? Yeah, do I need to do a commercial
listen,
for
we have to
Look,
do we have to do something because and
please,
and
y'all.
and it can be so outrageous. I remember someone saying theirs was $10,000 a month just for one medicine. One
I'm gonna tell
medicine
you
that
something.
that is needed. So people say money's not important. You don't need money. It's up there, like Les Brown say, it's up there with air. Because go
Let me
ahead.
tell you
Sorry.
something. I'm finna do a commercial for you.
Oh,
Please, if y'all can give, please give. I had my check. I used my whole check, so I couldn't pay bills. It's hard to fight when you don't have the resources to fight with. It's nothing we did wrong. I worked every day. I wasn't asking for nothing I didn't deserve. I was working. I'm just, I put in the time. It wasn't like I was asking for anything. All I wanted was a fair treatment, a fair fight like anybody else. That's all we are
right.
asking for.
That's right.
That's all we are asking for is for a fair fight. I was
Hmm.
getting up, going to work every day. I didn't miss work. I always went to work. And then when I got sick and I couldn't go to work, Cobra, oh my God, Cobra was $800 a month. I was like, I got how to pay this insurance.
Right. Right.
My mother paid one payment, and I told my mother, I was like, I can't allow you to pay that. That's just too much. That's that $800. I can't allow you to pay that. That's too
Hmm.
much. Then I tried to go get Medicaid, Medicare, whatever. They denied me because I still had my car at the time. So they
Mm.
said no because of your collateral. I said, well, it's about to get repossessed. Look at I ain't paying a note.
Right.
This ain't even my car. Look, it's gonna be theirs. So like it's about to get repossessed. I don't have any money. Look at my bank account. But they was like, no. So then I was like, yeah. So then I tried to get a gold card. They said they wouldn't give me a gold card because my job was keeping me so I could get Cobra. So far as
Mm-hmm.
they concerned by the system, I was still working.
Mm.
So it's rough out here. It's rough. It's rough when you sick.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this, y'all. We can't put it into enough words to describe why it's so important when we are out here, pushing for ourselves and our clients.
Mm-hmm.
It's we not just talking. This is real. These are real situations that people are dealing with. Um, were you? I have another question
Mm-hmm.
for you, Gwen. Did you? I know you talked about several different obstacles, but what were any obstacles that you faced during treatment that you feel like that, and how did you overcome those obstacles, or how are you overcoming those obstacles right now? Because I know you still kind of in the middle of
I think my
treatment.
major obstacle was the insurance situation.
Hmm.
Like, even now, I got approved for my disability, and now I still got to wait to November to get
Because
insurance.
that was what you had to wait 2 years. People don't know that you
Like,
gotta
so what
wait
do I supposed to do?
24.
Like, I got a neurologist, I got a counselor. What do I supposed to do in the 2 years?
Hmm.
And you know what the lady told me, and I don't think people realize when they talk to people on the phone, they need to be trained. One girl, when I talked to Social Security, she said, well, they approve you because you have stage 4 cancer, and they probably don't think you're going to live that long.
She said
Well,
that out
thanks
of
a
her mouth.
lot. So we don't have to spend that much money on you. We won't have to pay you out that long.
Oh my gosh.
And I say, did you just say what I thought you said?
Some people real blunt.
And
Even
I
I
was
mean, have
like,
some cool.
I was
Jeez.
like, not only if I'm gonna live long enough, I might take your job. You keep
Okay.
on playing with me. You keep playing
Oh
with
my
me.
gosh.
Yeah. I'm like, well. She was like, oh, they always approve stage 4.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. I just I can't believe she said that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. You are
The
amazing, Gwen.
system have just keep getting wonderful and wonderful for me.
I think you are such an amazing person.
Thank you. I think I'm too honest sometimes. I always been. I just try to like give the people the facts. I have always been like real honest person. Like if you want to know the truth, you might not want to
Mhm.
ask me because I'm gonna give you the truth. Like I'm gonna give you the truth. Yeah.
You
And
are.
then I've always been that person. Like what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just like I tell people all the time. I'm just the girl next door. I'm just Gwen. You know what I'm saying?
Well, just Gwen, y'all, she has done so much. I'm excited about sharing some of the other things that she has done in addition to owning her own nonprofit organization. I'm gonna get into that right here as we come to the end of the questions. I was wondering, I have three more questions.
Okay.
Um, what do you wish they told you before or during your experience? What are some things that you wish they told you that you would like to share?
I think they. I think in the beginning, I wish they would have gave me. I think I wish I would have got a second opinion. Like, just didn't follow up with, "Hey, we're gonna do the surgery." You know what I mean? I think I wish I would have got the second opinion because I waited after they did the surgery and then I found out I had stage 4. What happened? I wish I would have went because I went to my dad doctor and said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you my medical records. I'm trying to see what's going on." And he was the one told me, "Hey, I would have did." He said, "Not, of course
Mm,
he was very respectful to the other doctors because that's how
yeah,
doctors
they
are."
always do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said, what I would have done is probably did radiation first.
Hmm.
So I wish they would have gave me that chance.
That option. Yeah.
That
And
option
sometimes
to
we don't
do.
know to ask for that
Yeah, I
because
didn't
we
know.
can ask for it, but we don't always know that.
Yeah, so I wish I would have did that.
What, you know, I know you say that you've been going to the doctor prior to your diagnosis. You have been going. But everybody doesn't go. Some people may go every now and then, but they're not regular, going and get regular checkups. What message would you like to share with the community or to women who are apprehensive about going to the doctor?
I think a lot of women don't go because insurance, they don't have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are trying to make ends meet. Like
Mm-hmm.
me working with the community and just did a toy giveaway, and mothers
Mm-hmm.
are just trying to make ends meet with their children. So I have to put myself last. I'm putting my kids first. So
Right.
I'm not thinking about myself because I'm thinking about them. But let me say this. If you don't take care of yourself, who gonna take care of them babies?
Mm,
So it's like when we get on the plane, we gotta put our masks on first, then we put our masks on our children.
right.
So if you're not taking care of yourself and you are your only child support and who they can depend on, you have to take care of yourself. And another thing that I don't want us to miss, we keep talking about women. It can be for men too. It's
That's true.
also men. So
Right.
men need to take care of themselves too. So I don't want it
Mhm.
to be just a one-sided thing.
That's
So
right.
yeah, we have to do better taking care of ourselves. And it's a lot of resources out there, like Legacy Clinic in mine in Houston. I don't know what's in North Carolina.
Hmm.
They're a clinic where you can go to, um, where they can go by your income, and you can be seen.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of places you can go there. You don't have to spend a lot of money where they'll go by your income,
Hmm.
and you can
Your
get
local
breast
health
milk.
department.
Yes. So it's a place where you can
Mm-hmm.
go. Like if you go to the like you say the Harris Health, or I mean to the health department, they will see you and give you a gold card. You can just go to their clinics. You might have to sit there for a little bit, but you can go to their clinic. They'll see you, give you, check you out and everything, and give you a gold card on the spot. And you can at least have a
Mm-hmm.
gold card for 3 months. Doing them 3 months, baby, do everything. Get everything checked. Doing them 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Mammogram, everything. Get everything checked.
Get it done.
Yes.
Schedule it all. Get your mouth done too.
Yes, and that's free.
Yes.
So yeah, and
Yes.
some of these resources we don't know. And see, I try to
Mm-hmm.
share these resources.
Yes. That's so important. And I thank you for the work that you're doing. I thought
Thank
I had
you.
3 questions I had for my bad.
Okay,
So
no,
two more questions.
no problem.
What's one word or phrase that you would like to share to encourage women who are currently in treatment or who have faced roadblocks in their own process with cancer or treatment?
I'm gonna tell you what my aunt told me. My aunt is probably 80 now. Well, she's probably about 77 when I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
get up. She says, get up every day, dress up, and show up.
Mm. Say that one more time. Hold on. I got to write that one down.
Get up, dress up, and show up, no matter what.
Mm. Mm. That's good.
Yep.
Get up,
Dress
dress
up
up,
and show up,
show up, no matter what.
no matter what.
Um, that's gonna be
You
your
got to
quote.
get
I'm
out
gonna
that
put it.
bed, because if you stay in that bed, I found out that bed will consume you. So if
Mm-hmm.
you just
Surely
get up,
will.
you got to pull yourself up. Whatever you have to do, whatever it takes to get you out that bed. If it's your grandchildren, if your children, whatever will that you need to get up out of bed. See, it be my grandchildren. They be like, "Come on, Granny, get up. Your legs hurt." So yeah.
Um, I'm gonna put it. All right. So we have. There we go. We're gonna put that on there so y'all can see it. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna. There we go. We got that. Get up, dress up,
And show up,
and show up, no
no
matter
matter
what.
what. Yep.
I might have missed a comma or something. Them y'all bear
Yep.
with me.
That's what
That's
my aunt used to
good.
always say.
Wow, that's so good. So, there are some things like I have one more question
Hmm.
before and I think it'll lead into some of the things that you do that
Okay.
you've done, I should say, outside of um, your nonprofit. And so, Serenity Courage and Wisdom, we bring awareness through the creative arts, art, music, dance, drama, all of those things. We use the creative arts as a therapeutic form of expression. And so, um, do you like to do anything within the creative arts? If so, what do you like to do?
You know what, Mrs. Carter? Before I had my stroke, I didn't. I wasn't. I'm not. My sisters never make you laugh. They very creative, and I was the one that didn't get the gift. I don't even color good.
Really?
But when I was in therapy, shout out to CNS in Webster, Texas. They did a wonderful job. So they would always give us um,
Wow.
crafts to do. And then as I
Mm.
did the crafts, it helped with your motor skills and it helped with my anxiety. I did,
Wow. Say that again. See,
girl.
people don't understand.
Yes,
It
it
helped
helped
with
with my
anxiety.
anxiety.
Mm.
So then I'm coming home. It's so funny because I would come home with my artwork, giving it to my daughter, and she putting it on the refrigerator. We don't reverse roles. Here I
Oh,
go. Look what I did today. And
wow.
she putting it on the refrigerator. I say, look what mama did today. She talking about, you did good. Let me put it on the refrigerator.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so I'm gonna
beautiful.
say painting. I used to like paint, painting the little stuff, and then I was like, you know
Yes.
what? I'm feeling calm and relaxed. So I found
Wow.
out that it helped with my anxiety. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, so
I'm
I
gonna
think
say
that's
this.
very good.
So you did painting during treatment, which I love that you used that they had that as an activity for you. And that's what we hope to do more of that with the cancer community, using the creative arts as a form of expression. And it's so therapeutic, and it's a cathartic experience for both sides, the person who's creating the craft and those who receive it. So
Mhm.
speaking of your creative juices, so I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit because our sister here wrote two books, not one, but two. That's some creative expression, writing. The last 7 days, the agony of waiting on a loved one to die was, and you could tell us about these two books. And Granny's Cool Haircut. 4 year old, is it, how do you pronounce it?
Giannis.
Giannis' granny is battling cancer, but his loving actions makes her feel better when he tells her she has a cool haircut. So that's a children's book. So listen, y'all. Our our friend Gwen wrote two books. How you do that? You got some creativity up in there.
Well,
Tell us about those books.
what happened with the first one, the last 7 days, like I was grieving, and a friend of mine, he said, "Have you ever thought about writing a journal? Like write your thoughts down, and they'll be healing." So I was writing all my
Yes.
thoughts down, and he was like, "Hey, put it all together in a book." And I was like, I'm not a writer. I'm not putting it in the book. So I got a friend of
Mm.
mine, and she was like, "Hey, I'll edit it for you." So my first book, the editing was not as good, but
Mhm.
hey, we roll with it. But if you read it, you can tell where I'm going with it. Second book was much
Yeah.
better. But in my first book, it's a love story, just a daughter that watching her
Mm.
superhero last 7 days. And you know what? When I wrote that book, before I wrote the book, I was selfish. I just thought about me. Oh,
Mm.
I'm losing daddy. Oh, me. But when I started writing the book, I started thinking about my siblings and my mother. So then I started putting a lot of focus on my mother. Because I was like, God, if
Mm.
I'm hurting, how is she feeling? Because this is her husband, her partner, her provider. This is her children father. This is
Right.
everything to her. They was married 53 years. You know what I mean? So if I'm acting a fool, what is she what is she feeling? So it made me, when I
Mhm.
wrote the book, it's a chapter in the book. It's all about focusing on her. How I was sitting in the corner, and then I started looking at
Mm.
her, but how she was my mother is such a woman of strength, and she has so much integrity. She the opposite of me, because I'm like a little rough around the edges, and she's not. She just like, she is so just have it together at all
Mhm.
times. So she was just such strength, during the time. She knew she had to be strong for her children, and she was that. And everything was just so class. She's such class,
Wow.
the class act. And that's what I try, strive to be every day, to be like my mother. I didn't have to look outside the home for heroes. I had them in my home.
Wow. Whew. I did not have to look outside my home for heroes. Wow.
Yeah.
I had them in my home. That's so powerful. Nancy said, yes,
That's my
she's
girl.
amazing. Yes.
That's
Yes.
my girl. If I
I
don't have no other cheerleader, I know I got her. Like,
yes. Did I get it right? The last 7 days? Is that the
yeah,
name?
the last 7 days.
Okay.
Because he stayed in hospice for 7 days. So
Mm.
I'm walking them through 7 days. And what a lot of people don't know, when you waiting for a loved one to die, you are it's agony first.
Yeah.
And then you are having you're grieving. You start grieving before they pass.
Right. Right.
So a lot of people don't
Mm-hmm.
know anything about that. So I was grieving before he passed, then I started grieving after he passed too. So I had
Right.
before death grief, and then I had after death grief. So
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah. Grieving is something, and that cycle is a trip. Anybody that's ever read about it, I think it's something that we all should learn more about, because we
hmm
don't just grieve the loss of a person. As cancer survivors, we've grieved the loss of who we used to be. Our bodies change. We grieve the loss of things. We grieve in so many different ways. So it's a natural part of who we are as individuals, as human beings. We go through grieving in so many different ways. So just learning about how we grieve individually, because we grieve differently, I think it's definitely something worth looking into.
now that's
Um,
deep there, because I never thought about
yeah,
that. I have
it's just
grieved.
sad,
I
right?
have grieved the person I used to be. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
now that's deep.
Yeah. So make sure y'all go to Amazon and get Granny's Cool Haircut and The Last 7 Days by Gwendolyn D. Jackson. All right. So she ain't stopped there, y'all. She ain't stopped there, y'all. Let me see. Lindsay said, I don't think I fully grieve my dad yet. Yeah, it takes
Mhm.
time. And don't
Yeah,
allow anybody to tell you how long you should grieve,
that's
right?
true.
Our grieving is different. Each of us grieve differently. So, you know, sometimes it comes and goes in waves, and it's okay. You're grieving. The thing about it is, I always believe in not just staying there, right? Just
hmm
we going to go through the process of grieving. Just seek out strategies to help you get through it, so that you can continue to live, because that person, if it's the person that you're grieving, they will want to see you continue to thrive and continue to move on and continue, you know reaching your goals, and being the amazing person that you were created to be. However, how can we do that if we keep ourselves down and depressed, and so let's
That's
see, she
true.
said that's true.
That's
She
true.
said, no, she just getting started. That's right.
Yes.
We we just get started. I'm telling y'all. What'd you say, Gwen? We
We
them
them
girls.
girls. We them girls.
We them
I ain't
girls.
seen
I
none
love it.
yet. We
You
just
ain't seen
getting
none yet.
started.
Listen, anybody ever had their own shoe line? Let me tell you. Wait, what happened? Okay. What? Come on. There you go. Gwendolyn Denise. Mm. Do y'all see those shoes? Did still in white shoes? Sis, tell us about these shoes.
Okay, I designed the shoes I think about a year ago for Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. I put
Uh-huh.
teal on there for cervical cancer, and the white represent our cervical cancer, and also my dad lung cancer. The blue
Wow.
represent my dad's favorite color. So that's how I came up with all of it. So if you flap the shoe in the inside of it, it's a picture of me and my dad.
Oh
The inside of the flap is a
wow.
shoe of me and my dad. And then that's my name. That's my whole name. That's my middle name.
Mm. Y'all,
So I
this
named
is
them
so
after me.
awesome.
I was like, I think I'm a headliner. Shoot, I'm not.
Why not? You are. That's right,
Because I was
Lindsay.
looking for a name. I was like, shoot, I'm branding my own name too.
That's right. Lindsay say she put that fire. They are. I want to see those shoes. And so she ain't stopped there, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is a creative woman. I don't know if she realized how creative she is. Lindsay said those are fire. They are.
Liz is, you know what, Liz, you know what? I love Liz. Liz been pumping me up.
I
Everybody need
love
that one friend.
it. But you deserve it. I hope you know that. Gwen, oh my God. I don't know anybody else that's designing the shoes. But listen, y'all, she not done. Okay. Look, she has some Moscato, baby. Gwendolyn Denise Moscato.
Brand
I'm like,
yourself. Brand yourself.
wow. And it's teal.
Yep. Cervical cancer. I did that while I was in the middle of treatment.
in the middle of treatment.
Battling my butt off because I was like, man, just in case I don't make it.
Yes, honey.
Look,
She's
toast.
everything.
Y'all toast up to my life.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Gwen, I'm just like hearing you tell your story and the things that you've accomplished. That right there. She's two-time author. She has a shoe line, a some wine, a nonprofit organization, and she's not done yet, y'all. I just know,
We not
y'all,
done.
there is more. She said, yes, that wine.
Yeah. We not
She's
done
not
yet.
done.
We not done.
We them
We not.
girls.
We them girls.
This woman right here, I'm telling y'all, I'm just in awe of you. I'm in awe of you. I'm just in awe of you. So let us know how we can get some of this good is what I like to call it. How can we contact you? I know I have here on the email RLJ community
They can
02
email
dot
me about the
um
wine and the shoes, and I can send them the website and all that how to order that. But
okay, because
the two
the
books are
website
on
is
Amazon.
coming. Okay.
The two books are on Amazon, but if they want to order like the wine and the shoes, they can email me and I can give them the information.
Love it. Bring yourself. You better. That's right, Lindsay. Wow. Wow. All I can say is wow, y'all. Gwen Jackson. Who am I now? Y'all. So when you were diagnosed, you have done several things since your diagnosis. Would you have ever thought? That's how I say I am not the woman that I was before I was diagnosed. Would you have ever thought that you would have had the wine and the shoes and have doing a health fair and going and traveling across the country?
Well, you know what? I probably would have done the health fair because that was just
Hmm.
some things I was doing in the community. I probably wouldn't have did a health fair, but I probably
Okay.
would have did something else, because I was already
Hmm.
doing
You was
toy
already
giveaways,
doing.
backpack drive, all that stuff already. But I don't think I
Hmm.
probably would have did a health fair because I probably wouldn't have
Hmm.
thought about doing that. But
Right.
yeah, but traveling around and speaking and meeting you guys and all of that, no, writing books, no, I never saw myself being an author. I never
Mm,
saw myself
mm,
even being, I'm gonna be honest, if people knew me from high school, I never even thought myself of owning a nonprofit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I never wanted to own a nonprofit. I never wanted to do this. This was a calling. See, it's a difference when God call you to do something or when you want to just do it on your own.
come
Because when
on
He
now.
call you to do it, even when you don't want to do it, the fire in you and the push in you, He make you keep getting up. So, like people
Hmm.
say, "Oh, you're not feeling good, but you keep doing it," because I have a calling on my life.
Come on now.
And see, that's why I be using my own money, and people don't understand. Oh, girl, I wouldn't be doing that, and I wouldn't be doing that
Hmm.
because He didn't call you; He called me. And see, you can tell the
That's right.
ones He called and the ones He didn't call because the ones He called don't stop, and the ones He didn't call,
Ooh,
it's easy for them to throw in the towel. They get
that's
tired and they
right.
get weary, but the ones He called, yeah, we get a little weary, but we know we got to keep on going because it's a calling on our life, and
Mm-mm.
we so it's like people do stuff and we still love them because we've been called to do
Mm.
this. See, I'm on assignment. That's the difference.
That word was for me. Y'all, I have a women's group called Hey Girl, You Got This. And I always tell the ladies, when you hear something that resonates with you, reach up and grab it for yourself, but don't keep it to yourself. Make sure you share that out and listen. Y'all, that one was for me. Because sometimes,
Yeah.
y'all, it is a lot of work and you get weary, but you just can't stop. You can't stop. That is how you know that you are called to this. Gwen Jackson. Oh my gosh. Linda said just getting started. Divine connections. Absolutely. She has not. She's not done yet, y'all. Who will you be in your next chapter of your life? That's what I want to know. I can't wait to see it.
Um.
I pray to God that I continue this connection and relationship with you. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for you.
I'm excited. I'm excited about our me and you and Lindsay relationship. What we gonna do
Hmm.
together? That's what I'm excited about next.
Yes, me
Yeah.
too. Me too. All right, y'all. I know we have gone over time, but listen, it's been well worth it for me. I would say I hope that you all have gotten something out of this. Gwen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing you this weekend. Any
Yes.
final comments before we get ready to go?
Final comments. I'll just ask everybody have a new year, blessed new year, and please be safe out there. Please don't drink and drive. Hey, call a Uber. Do whatever you have to do, but be safe.
That's right. Be safe, y'all. Thank you again. Remember, January is Cervical Health Awareness Month, Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. Make sure you stay connected, get involved, and share this information out. Share this broadcast. It will be back again on social media. So stay connected so that you can continue to do your part and allow others to know how they can do theirs as well. All right. Have a wonderful and amazing evening. Talk to y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much, Gwen.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, y'all.